Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing 5 online resources that I found most useful for learning visual effects. Let's get into it. First resource I'd recommend are these online self-directed learning websites. You've probably heard of some of them like Skillshare, lynda.com and Pluralsight. Personally, when I was first learning Nuke, I learned from a course on lynda.com. I personally recommend the Nuke Essential Training by Steve Wright. Steve Wright is a very experienced and well-known visual effects trainer, and he has many other good courses on lynda.com, and I recommend pretty much anything by him. I've also personally used Pluralsight, and they have some very comprehensive and specific courses on there that I highly recommend. They're of a very high quality. I haven't actually used Skillshare personally, but I had a look at it and it looks to be of the same high quality as the other two. That would be the first place I would recommend going if you're just starting out or learning a new software. Find a good course on one of those sites and follow it start to finish, and you'll have a good understanding after that, I am sure. The next resource I'm sure you're already aware of because you're watching it right now. It's YouTube. And much like the professional platforms I just mentioned, YouTube has some really high quality courses on it available as well. There's also some not so high quality courses, but the good ones are easy enough to find. YouTube has 2 main benefits really, and that is 1, it's free, which is awesome. But 2, you can be very specific. So unlike the big courses where it kind of is hard to find something very specific, on YouTube you can just search how to do something very specific and it will actually find you a relatively short video that answers your specific questions. And that's almost like having a person helping you out. And then there are also the full comprehensive courses as well. If you're going to go with YouTube and you're just starting out with the software, what I'd recommend doing is finding a beginner's guide, start to finish, structured course on the software in question. I have one of these courses for Natron. It's on my channel, and just find something for the software that you're trying to learn. And then once you've finished that course, you should have a broad idea of how the software works, and then you can search YouTube for the more specific things as you try and do a particular effect. I couldn't possibly make a visual effects resources video without mentioning Andrew Kramer. If you haven't heard of Video Copilot, it's a company established by visual effects artist Andrew Kramer that supplies heaps of online tutorials and elements as well. Many of the elements are free. They primarily focus on After Effects tutorials, which made them very popular with the indie filmmaking community, but unfortunately it's not ideal for any visual effects artist aspiring to work in a feature film visual effects studio because they all use Nuke, and After Effects and Nuke are not so similar. Theory does translate, but not the software skills. So it is something to keep in mind. They do have some Nuke material, like they're the creators of optical flares, which is quite widely used and well known. A really, really good visual effects resource. If you haven't watched any of Andrew Kramer's tutorial, they're quite entertaining because his enthusiasm for visual effects is palpable.
Hey, what's up? Andrew Kramer here for VideoCopilot.net, and welcome back to another very exciting tutorial.
And the next resource would just be the internet in general. If the aforementioned resources haven't got you the answer you need, just whack your question into Google and see what comes out. Probably been someone out there who's had the same problem or question as you and has asked a forum and someone's given them an answer, so you can probably find what you need. Otherwise, try the forum pages of the software that you're using, Reddit or whatever. There's heaps of things out there. The answer is generally discoverable on the internet. And the final resource I'm going to recommend is the one I think is the most valuable, and that's mentorship. Find someone or a group of people who are more experienced than you or have different skills and see if you can get them to teach you. Make sure this relationship is reciprocal. You don't want to be annoying, but having someone there who can demonstrate and answer specific questions is just priceless. I'm like an information leech in my office, always trying to walk the line between getting as much information as I can and skills, but not being annoying. So those are my 5 best resources for learning visual effects. All but the last one are available online, and come to think of it, they're pretty much just the best resources for learning anything outside of university. But if I've missed anything glaringly obvious, please leave it in the comments below, that way everyone else can see it as well. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.